And therefore, all work is actually God's work. It's God's way of caring for his creation. Now, unless you have the theology that helps you see that, especially in our particular culture, in our culture, we value, if you go to college, you value work that saves people's lives. You know, I want to do technology, which makes people's lives better. I want to give a lot of money away, so I help the starving in Africa. I want to have status. I want to be the best at what I want to do. But when you look at somebody who's just doorman or a janitor, you say, oh my goodness. But if your biblical theology should show you that all work is good work, all work that's done well that helps somebody else is good work, it's God's work. Of course, obviously not producing pornography, you understand what I'm talking about, but all work. And I do see, especially Reformed type Christians who tend to be white collar people, not all, but they tend to be white collar people, participating in the sneering attitude that the culture now has to people who do this, you know, they work in the service industry, they don't make a lot of money, they push a broom. You realize unless somebody cleans your house, you're going to die. You realize that? That sweeping your house and cleaning off the tabletops is your very life. You're going to die if you don't do it or somebody does it. You call that simple work, but it's God's way of strengthening the bars of your gates. And unless you see this is one aspect. I'll get to another aspect that Reformed people like to talk about. What Luther was willing to bring out was what that means is the way to do work as a Christian is to do it well. Because, see, in other words, if God is feeding the world through you as a farmer, then what does it mean to be a Christian farmer? What does it mean to be a Christian farmer? It means to produce great food for a great price. Or, to put more a fine point on it, if you are a Christian airline pilot, what does it mean to be a truly Christian airline pilot? Land the plane. Smoothly. Your passengers don't need, if you can talk to your passengers about Jesus when you're up there, that's great, that's fine, but that is kind of icing on the cake. You need to land the plane. And Lutheran, there's a man named William Deal who's a Lutheran layperson. He was an executive at Bethlehem Steel for years, who wrote a lot of book on the integration of faith and work. And because he was Lutheran, because he had this understanding, which is right, absolutely right, it's work as God's way of caring for his creation, so that all work, all legitimate work, even the simplest kind of work is God's work. So that no matter, even if you don't have a job that's really exciting, even though you might tend to be bored with it, you got the right theology and you know what I'm doing matters. And when you see other people, you don't look down at anybody's work. Well, William Deal actually developed something he called the ministry of competence. And he pointed out that a lot of Christians kind of overthink, what does it mean to be a Christian this or a Christian that in my work? And he says, the ministry of competence is be the best. Be the best at what you do. That's one way to be a Christian in your work.